and that's why she's and that's why she's up
Dark
or
and
going to
early.
bed at 7:30.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh boy.
but I'm
You
here.
you're doing okay though. That's good.
Yeah, I
I'm
am.
glad. I and you just keep doing that. Don't break that routine.
Oh, I won't. I'm very disciplined.
I just told Katie what a hero she was because I'm waking up now at 5:30 in the morning to do 98 Rock. Well, I'm here in the building now at 5:30 in the morning. She has to get here before I do. I'm still having a hard time. I'm up watching playoff basketball till like 11, 12 o'clock at
No,
night.
you can't.
Like
No, you have to give that up.
I'm
You're gonna.
trying.
It's either what something's got to give when you start doing that. I trust me.
If anyone
You
wonders what
know. I
98 Rock is, it's our station right across the hall from us.
Yeah. It's a nice station. I a little bit of not a little bit. There's some of the sad news to report today. Well, every day with this coronavirus, people thousands of thousand people dying every day now. It's just or getting infected, whatever they're doing. It's just I can't even keep track of the numbers anymore. What's what and who's on whatever. Um, Tom Seaver. Uh, some of you may remember Tom Seaver. He was probably the greatest pitcher the Mets ever have, one of the best pitchers in baseball ever. He's in the Hall of Fame, and he won 311 games. He played with four different teams, but truly his heart was with the Mets. And I remember him so well. They called him Tom Terrific, and he died at 75. Apparently, he was suffering from dementia. Uh, the cause was complications of what they call Lewy body dementia, and then damn it, he got infected with COVID-19, and he passed away. It was just too much. He was 6'1". You can imagine this. You can go look at video on him. He was 6'1". He weighed 200 pounds, and give or take a few. And he was thick waisted. He was not this. He didn't look like a bodybuilder, or a movie star body kind of guy. He was thick waisted, and he had these big legs. His his thighs were huge, which gave him the ability to generate a lot of speed on his fastball, and he had what they called a hard slider, and he put spin on his curveball. He was a he, the New York Times article on him. They described him. It's kind of cool. Seaver at work was a picture of kinetic grace. He was smooth. I can see him now. A high leg kick, and he would raise that left knee real high, and he would stride so far off, pushing off the mound that his right knee would oftentimes hit the dirt. You baseball fans, you can appreciate what I just said. And he in one season, more than 200 batters in different. He struck out more than 200 batters in 10 different seasons. That's remarkable. That's a National League record. On April 22nd, which was my birthday back in 1970, he faced the San Diego Padres and he struck out a record 10 batters in a row to end the game. 3,640 strikeouts in his 20 big league seasons, sixth on the career list. He was a nice man. No flash, no bang. He looked. He's the guy you put on the Wheaties box. Remember Wheaties? They would put the athletes on the. I don't.
They
Do
still
they still
do.
make
They
Wheaties?
still do. They still put the athletes on the box. I think one of the Williams sisters is on it right now.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if they changed the formulation for Wheaties. When I was a kid, they were okay. Um, I'd have to add raisins and bananas to it to get it down. Then I would enjoy it that way. But it's a good product. Uh, he was also smart, very smart. He would study. the other teams, the opposing hitters, and he really, you know, took like an academic approach to it. As he aged, his arm sh- strength diminished, of course, and he then used his brain and his experience to pitch, which extended his career. I mean, he had a long career, man. And he pitched for the Cincinnati Reds, the Chicago White Sox, and the Boston Red Sox. And the second half of his career, winning more than 100 games, including his only no-hitter with the Reds against the St. Louis Cardinals in 1978. Now, why did I go through that? Why did I do that? Saying this is a health talk show. This is not a sports talk show. I did that because people such as Tom Seaver, of course, he's famous, but for him, it was about achievement, about doing well, performing well, doing your job, sticking to your knitting, taking it seriously. He took an academic, even took not only an athletic, but an academic approach to his ability to pitch. I respect that. I admire that. I just have so much regard for that. I remember watching him pitch, man, and the Mets fans. I mean, he was an injection of fame into that team. He really was. It's a shame. He had dementia. He suffered from dementia. So you're on that show in the morning that you get to get up at 3:30. Y'all talked about Tom Seaver this morning?
Yeah, the host of our show had beers with him once upon a time, and Aaron had him snub him for a signed baseball one time, so we've been talking about him all morning.
Yeah. Tom, terrific. You were, my man. You were. You brought a lot of pleasure to a lot of people. You were a wonderful person as well. God bless you.
The pursuit of a healthy immune system is so important for our long-term health. And being healthy for the long term is everyone's goal, right? So which immune health supplement is recommended for those who also have cardiovascular concerns? Kyolic Aged Garlic Extract. Aged garlic extract, regarded as one of the leading natural heart health supplements, has been clinically proven to help reduce high blood pressure and inflammation. Experts believe this alleviates demands on the body's energy stores, freeing it up to fight invaders. The result? A more responsive immune system. Kyolic Aged Garlic Extract begins with 100% organically grown garlic and is the most scientifically researched, highest quality, and best-selling odorless garlic extract supplement. And for extra support, get Kyolic Aged Garlic Extract Immune Formula 103. Try Kyolic Aged Garlic Extract for a healthy heart and a healthy immune system. Discover more at kyolic.com. That's KYOLIC.com.
Celsius is a fitness drink which is clinically proven to function. How? As a thermogenic, Celsius proprietary MetaPlus blend accelerates metabolism, increasing your body's ability to burn fat and calories. There are only two ways a body burns fat: through increased heart rate and our increased body temperature, thermogenesis. Drinking Celsius and then going into motion is double dipping. You're accelerating the burn and the results are even faster. Celsius is your ultimate fitness partner. No high fructose corn syrup, no aspartame, no preservatives, no artificial colors or flavors. 100% of 7 essential vitamins. Proven in 6 published university studies. How does it work? Celsius proprietary MetaPlus formula, including green tea with EGCS, ginger, and guarana seed, turns on thermogenesis, a process that boosts your body's metabolic rate. Drinking Celsius prior to fitness activities is proven to energize, accelerate metabolism, burn body fat and calories. Invest in yourself. Drink Celsius. Look for us at www.celsius.com.
This is Dr.
This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Strauss Herbs, everything our bodies need is provided by nature. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. I devoted some time and attention in that opening block to talking about Tom Seaver. He passed away. He was 75. There at that photo. That photo, Reggie. There he is, man. Look at that one. Look at that. God. He
It's
was
crazy
something.
to me. Look at his leg. That's
His thighs, Reginald, were two of mine. Unbelievable.
That looks like a
Just-
crazy pitch too.
Oh, he was, and of course, and just one more thing about him. You don't talk about Tom Terrific as a hero unless you talk about 1969 when the so-called Miracle Mets won the World Series. As they reported in the New York Times, that team charged from a losing record, they said, at the beginning of June from 10 games behind to mid-August to capture the National League's East Division crown. And they swept the Atlanta Braves in the National League Championship Series and finally defeated the heavily favored the Birds, the Baltimore Orioles, winners of 109 regular season games, 4 games to 1 for the World Series title. And then he retired. And then for him to die that way, suffering from dementia and then getting infected with the virus, and that's it. You see? Yeah, that's a shame. But he was only 75. You say, well, gee, that's really old. Not so much these days. Not so much. But there are other stories trending. 877-897-8255. I'm going to get to them. There are quite a few, as a matter of fact. Everything from brothels to processed foods. Yes, I said that. You'll see. Ultra processed foods. I have talked about them on this show a lot. In one of my courses, lifelong living with foods and whatever the title, it was a long title of the course. Don't even remember the title. But the content was great. Ultra processed foods. I've known this for a long time. Finally, they're catching up. Can accelerate biological aging. Really? Where you boys been? I've been talking about that for years. 3 or more servings of what researchers now call not just processed, notice the language, ultra processed foods, mass manufactured foods containing, the usual suspects: fat, sugar, sodium, yeah, and very little nutrients can lead to changes in your chromosomes that are linked to aging. These scientists were at the European and International Conference on Obesity and reported this was a conference, they did it online. So nobody was on the plane traveling hither and yon having fun somewhere in Austria or wherever they go to have these things. Research from a study published earlier this year in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, they reported at that time having multiple daily servings of junk food. You know what that list: cookies, crackers, cakes, chips, cupcakes, colas, drink, fast food, burgers, charred broiled meat, yeah, and other processed meals doubles a person's chance that there are particular strands of DNA called your telomeres would be shorter than those who ate healthier. The telomeres, I've talked about telomeres, they're at the end of the chromosome. And every time they keep getting shorter and shorter over time as your body continues to make new cells, right? So, yeah, good luck with that. Short telomeres, shorter life. That should have been the headline, is a marker of accelerated biological aging. I should talk more about that. I'm going to make a note now. And the scientist was Maria Rastrolio and Amelia Marti at the University of Navarra, Spain. They analyzed the health data of about 900 people who were 55 or older who gave DNA samples back in 2008. So they've been tracking this a while. And checked back on them every 2 years. So it's like a longitudinal study. I dig those studies. And had 645 men, 241 women, divided into 4 groups based on how much processed food they ate. Findings indicated that the people who had the higher intake of junk food were more likely to have a history of diabetes, abnormal blood fats, or cardiovascular disease in their family history. Junk food equals junk health and accelerated aging. The group also exhibited up to an 82% chance, no less, of having shortened telomeres compared to the group who ate healthier. So, Reggie, put that bag of chips away, put the burger up underneath the table, throw that in the garbage, and that giant bucket of Coke or cola sitting there.
A bucket.
Wow.
A bucket.
I come in here with a
Coke.
liter of water every day since quarantine. Like,
What are you doing? Are you watering the plants at the station? Is that
I'm
what you're doing?
drinking it. I'm trying to be better. I go to the grocery store. I call you. I'm buying free range chicken, turkey, like turkey meat and all kinds, turkey ground beef and all kinds of stuff. Man, I don't, Doc. I don't know what you.
Turkey ground beef. That's something.
I mean, a turkey.
A
What is it called?
turkey.
What is it? I mean, not turkey ground beef.
Ground
turkey,
turkey.
ground turkey. I'm tripping.
Apparently, my strategy's working. Next story is
I'm doing better.
I
It's a
got 'em all
turkey
worked
ground
up.
beef. I hate myself.
Okay, we'll be back. I'll see you in Costa Christian Globally. This is Dr. Michael Garko from Let's Talk Nutrition. If there were ever a time to take charge of your health, now's that time, given the U.S. coronavirus epidemic. Earth's Creation scientifically tested Turkey-Life curcumin and its family of products can help you do just that. If you have an inflammation-generating condition, such as obesity, heart disease, or diabetes, you are at a greater risk to be infected by the coronavirus. Earth's Creation Life Curcumin Supplement is a patented turmeric formulation with extensive clinical trials. It allows more curcumin to get into your cells to fight inflammation, a hallmark of viral infection. Turkey Life Plus Curcumin is in many of Earth's Creation family of products. Go to inflammationusa.com and protect yourself against the coronavirus. For a limited time, buy any product at inflammationusa.com and get the second bottle at 50% off. Act now. Go to inflammationusa.com.
12 information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Strauss Herbs, everything our bodies need is provided by nature. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Irwin Naturals, premium vitamins and supplements. 25 years of gold standard supplements. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition 2020. Thanks for tuning in today. Hope you're having a good day wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and being safe. Being safe.
And also
Well,
not eating ground turkey beef. Whatever I said. I hate it.
A little
It's okay, right?
misconstrued if you're getting that.
I can't believe I said it.
That's all right. Just stick with the pro. It reminds me of a story
Oh.
back in days when I used to come into the studio. Remember back in the good old days?
Oh, way back yonder.
Yeah.
Back when we could go outside? Oh my gosh.
I forget who the lad was, and it was working for me. And I don't even remember what he was doing. I remember who it is now. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to embarrass him. I come walking into that very studio, and I walk in, and I put down my bags, and I look up, and he's sitting there with this. It looked like a suitcase of donuts. Donuts. He
Oh.
brought donuts into the studio. There must have been.
Oh.
He went to Drunken Donuts and got all
Drunken
these
Donuts.
donuts and every kind of donut you could have, sprinkles, chocolate cover, half and half. I don't know what. I
He said
and he
half
had
and
the thing
half.
open, and I looked up and I looked at the box and I looked at him and I glared at him. He quietly closed the box, got up, took the box. I didn't say a word. I glared at him.
Now I want to know.
And he came back in, and I was laughing. I could hardly catch my breath. And I said, "What are you doing? You're working on a nationally syndicated show. You're bringing donuts into the studio."
I remember the day when I had the cheeseburger and you found my cheeseburger. I never ate junk food in here again. And it wasn't because you yelled at me or anything. I just felt so bad.
It was the look on his face when he realized what I was eating and then opened up yours to see what you were eating.
Reggie had like a thing of fruit and I was eating a cheeseburger. Never again. I don't eat.
At like 9 a.m., it was hilarious. I've never seen him look so shamefully upon Katie.
I don't say anything. I just sort of look at him,
No, yeah,
So
no,
when
your
I'm
look is enough though. It's enough.
Back in the day back in the old days when I used to come to the station, I would be in the kitchen, and there's a nice kitchen there at iHeartMedia Complex, and I'd be standing there, I'm fixing coffee or something, and people would come in and they would sneak food out of the sink. Doc, don't look, and they would, they would walk by and they would cover their food. They didn't want me to see what they were eating. I mean, I felt like the food police, and I would laugh. I've been thinking, I don't say anything to anybody. They just I guess I don't know, out of shame or respect. I would like to think it was respect. They didn't want me to see the food.
Yeah, like you're not
Oh.
gonna shame them, but if they come to you 3 months from now and are like, "Hey, I gained 40 pounds. Do you know why?" It might be the briefcase of donuts you brought in.
It was this giant box, man.
Wow.
And then I asked him. I said, "Did you have any help bringing that box into the room, lifting it?" Oh,
You
I
get a
razzed
crane to
him.
drop it in.
Brutal. Please don't eat the donuts. If I'm going to commit a nutritional sin, it won't be on a donut. That's for sure. If you're going to, like I say, if you're going to rob the bank, go down the street, and rob the big bank instead of the small one.
Right.
It's the
Yeah.
same. It's the same time in prison. Get the bigger bank and be done with it.
Good way to put it.
That's how I see it.
If you're gonna suffer, it might as
Uh,
well be worth it.
Katie tells me that we're going to change the clocks in November. Is that right?
Yeah, November 1st is daylight savings time. At least that's what my phone said. When you asked me that, I asked my phone when is daylight savings time? It said November 1st.
Well, this is a little premature. Pardon the pun, we're a little ahead of time here on this, but I thought it would be worth talking about. The headline on the story is "Changing the Clocks is a Bad Idea." Again, I've been talking about that for 15 years on this air. So say the sleep experts. Yesterday, I did a show on Solace and talking about sleep. When you change the clocks twice a year, the reason you ever wondered why they were doing that? No, it's not some sort of ancient ritual. It's because they think it saves energy. That's the theory is. But there's growing agreement now that change, which occurs November 1st, as Katie said, in the United States, comes at a cost of human lives. Wow, that's pretty strong. The shift, changing the forward, falling back, pardon me, uh, disrupts the sleep architecture and schedule and harms your health. This, according to these experts at the American Academy of Sleep Medicine. Apparently, they're not asleep. And in August, more than a century after daylight saving time was introduced, 100 years ago, the AASM released a position statement calling for it to be canceled altogether. I'm all in. I don't care what y'all do. You can push it forward, you can spring forward, fall back. Set the darn clock and leave it be, please. One way or another. What would you prefer, Katie? Would you want it? You want the days longer, or you want the daylight shorter?
I don't know. I go back and forth with this because I like it to be dark when I go to bed. This is selfish, but I like it to be dark when I go to sleep. So I like the thought of it getting darker earlier because it's easier for me to fall asleep. But outside of personal reasons, I don't really care. I just want it to stay one way or the other.
Yeah, it takes me a while to adjust to that.
It
It
does.
throws off. It throws off your circadian clock rhythm. Remember, I
agree.
talked about that yesterday, the circadian rhythms,
Yeah.
and it does. It just screws us up. I'll come back. That wasn't very rhetorical. But it screws us up. And all that education, I talk like a, I don't know, whatever. um, Geez, come on, man. I can do better than that. Screws everything up. I'll talk about this somewhere around November 1st again when the clocks change, and I'll go on a rant about why we shouldn't do it, and I'll bring it up again at that time. 877, I just wanted to get ahead of the clock here a minute. 877-897-8255. I don't know what this has to do with health, but it appeared on one of my health websites. Let me grab it. Well, I don't know. There's a story about one of Europe's big. Here's the headline: one of Europe's biggest brothels goes bust. And I was trying to get to the story. Notice the language in the headline. They think they're so clever, and I can't get to it. When I click on my link, it takes me to Tyson Foods' story. I don't know how that figures. I'll see if I can find it. I'll be back.
Wayne Elliott here to tell you about my experience with Strauss Heart Drops over the past 20 years. The Strauss Heart Drops saved me back then and changed my life forever. It's hard to describe how invigorating it is when you increase your blood flow everywhere. The Heart Drops have proven to dissolve plaque from arteries, veins, and vessels caused from cholesterol that can restrict or block our blood flow, our body's most important function. I was able to avoid open heart surgery, as was my father, and instead cleared our arteries painlessly and without chemical drugs, which, by the way, do not claim to remove any plaque or increase blood flow otherwise. Strauss Heart Drops work, I can assure you. No contraindications with pharma drugs. Strauss Heart Drops are safe, and Strauss guarantees your satisfaction with a money-back guarantee. So you can't go wrong and certainly have nothing to lose. If you've had open heart surgery, angina, diabetes, low energy, cold hands and feet, or grayish-blue skin or lips, Strauss Heart Drops are for you. Available online at powermall.com and straussnaturals.com. I promise you won't be sorry.
Dr. Michael Garko, tired of not having Optinox certification to help your body, be it needs the physically active. Optinox things to help first. Increase nitric oxide cell. Second, ATP, energy. Third, Optinox reduces lactic acid cause on your body's energy. Physically active. Get up. USA.com. USA.com. For a limited time, use promo code EC and get $10 off your first order. Promo code EC. The sooner you use Optinos, the sooner you will feel better about yourself.
The latest trend to hit the store shelves has the whole country buzzing. Cannabidiol, or CBD, might just be the greatest discovery of our generation, and it comes from a plant not so new, agricultural hemp. Yes, after 70 years of prohibition and misunderstanding, Hemp is back to help you stay healthy and balanced. Growing research is showing that we have a lot to learn from the remarkable hemp plant. Nutrient-rich products, plus CBD oil's total plant complex concentrated products provide broad-spectrum nutrition, including fatty acids, plant sterols, cannabinoids, terpenes, and naturally occurring vitamin E. From seed to shelf, all plus CBD oil products provide the highest quality derived CBD products available and are offered in a variety of delivery systems and flavors to suit your needs. Ask your local independent health food store about CBD oil products by CV Sciences today. Learn more about the CBD evolution at pluscbdoil.com. That's pluscbdoil.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
$7066.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Celsius, live fit. CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to LTN Coast to Coast and globally. It's interesting how the COVID-19 pandemic and epidemic here in the United States has taken all sorts of twists and turns. Probably one twist and turn that you didn't think about, especially in our country, since prostitution is illegal, at least in most states. In Nevada, not so much. But in Europe, prostitution is a big industry. Well, there happens to be a brothel in Germany, Cologne, Germany. It's one of the Europe's. It was noted. I mean, it's a famous brothel. You talk about brothels as being famous, but it's one of Europe's biggest famous brothels. Well, it filed for bankruptcy. Why? Because they were unable to operate for months due to the coronavirus restrictions that the government placed on brothels. I mean, if you think about what goes on there, I joke around and say no slow dancing. Well, they're doing more than slow dancing, obviously. Germany Daily Express reported Thursday that a Pasha brothel in Cologne used up all of its financial reserves paying for upkeep at, notice now, a 10-story building with a staff of 6 part of a wide as part of a wide range of efforts to curb the spread of COVID-19, the German state of North Rhine-Westphalia, where Cologne is situated, banned prostitution for 5 months. Now,
Only for a little while.
what's that?
Only for a little bit.
Only,
Essential, so.
I mean, it's really hard
Yeah.
to sell what they sell in social distance at the same time.
you can't do that. So it turns out that organizations representing the sex. Now you have to context. Cultures are different, and I've been to Europe. I've spent my time there, and I'm just telling you that there in Europe, in different countries, prostitution is a viable industry. Sex workers are, um, they're considered like everybody else.
Yeah,
They
they're
go into
not
work.
shamed over there. It's not you're not shamed
Right.
and looked down on because you work in that industry.
100%. So the organizations that represent sex workers have warned that the closure of the brothels, this is an interesting point now, will likely force prostitution underground. And what does that do? That puts the women at risk, and it also puts others at risk. Human nature being what it is, you know darn well, and I don't need to go into it in detail. We're all adults here. We understand that Freud wasn't completely wrong about everything that people say he was wrong about. You know, uh, sex drive is formidable, and here we have coronavirus affecting an industry. Probably, I haven't heard one news outlet on TV, on the cable channels, or on the networks talk about this story. Not one. Now, I may have missed it, but I find that interesting.
Do they have OnlyFans in Europe? Katie, do you know?
I have no idea. I think that's what kind of happened over here. They've just moved to like online platforms, but what Doc is saying is like the physical touch and the desire for that they're still going to want it regardless of where they get it. If they want it, they're going to buy it, and it's not something I ever thought about, but it does force them to work in an underground type setting, so to speak, and it makes things a little more dangerous, more risky.
Very much so. And in a related story, I'm not. I report these stories because of their unusual nature. Sometimes I joke around and I always tell people, remember now, no slow dancing. Think of that what you want to mean with that, right? So, yeah. There's a doctor in Canada, and again, I'm not making this up. And what the doctor in Canada says, sex in pandemic can be complicated. I just alluded to that. Uh, See how this all connects, right? Two different stories. Canada's lead medical doctor says it's best to skip kissing and perhaps wear a mask while engaged in intimacy so you don't spread COVID-19. Doctor, listen, I know you're not listening to me. I know you don't even know I exist. You can't even, I'm just going to tell you a little secret. This is Dr. Teresa Tam. Dr. Tam, you can't even get people to wear a mask at a barbecue. Are you kidding me? Come on now. You're now going to tell people not to wear a mask when they're engaged in intimacy.
Alone in a bedroom, that's not going to happen. No way and no way.
No, it's not. No. I mean, it's no. She may have good intentions, but people are going to look at her and say, what are you? I'm not doing that. Not.
I mean, I think even I'd take a stand on that one. I mean, right church, wrong pew on there. Like, great mindset to think that people would do that, but not happening. Wrong crowd.
Right church, wrong pew, wrong minister in the pulpit. How about that?
Yeah, there you go. This is my grandpa's
Wrong
favorite
priest.
thing to say. Right church, wrong pew.
Oh my goodness. I get the point. I think good intentions telling if you're with your partner, your husband, your wife, whatever the arrangement, and you're having intimacy, obviously that person's in the house. You've been together all the time. Unless that person's out and comes back home and been out in the world and contact with people, I get it. But if people are, sheltering in place and they haven't gone anywhere and they go together and whatnot, I don't know. Asking them to do that, you're not going to get much compliance. I just thought I'd throw that in. Two sex stories related to COVID-19. You can't make it up. Wear a mask when you're having intimacy. Really.
Wrap it up, wear a
Okay.
mask. There you go.
I don't know what they're doing, man. Where's you out? uh, we only have 50 seconds left in this block and this hour. There's a new treatment apparently for Lou Gehrig's disease. Oh, thank God. What an insidious, horrible, horrible, devastating disease. If I get a chance, it's ALS. Is the disease, and
Actually, didn't know
Lou
that was the
Gehrig.
same thing.
Lou Gehrig was a famous baseball player, and he died of it. That's how he got the name. We'll talk about it. I won't have time. I won't in the second hour. I'll try to pick it up tomorrow. LTN, coast to coast and globally.
Have you experienced the wisdom of nature with Zyflamend Whole Body from New Chapter? Zyflamend is a 10-herb blend that delivers 3 health benefits. First, Zyflamend is an herbal approach to pain relief, helping to soothe minor pain or soreness. Second, Zyflamend is a joint supplement with time-tested herbs to support joint function and flexibility. And the third benefit, Zyflamend supports the body's healthy inflammation response, something that's essential for maintaining whole body health. Zyflamend is New Chapter's clinically tested blend of 10 remarkable herbs, including pure and potent turmeric, ginger, and green tea. Zyflamend is non-GMO, project verified, gluten-free, and 100% vegetarian. New Chapter is a leader in supplement quality. Every ingredient, every product, every time. Discover Zyflamend, New Chapter's #1 selling multi-herbal. Zyflamend is made with ginger for occasional pain relief after exercise. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Are you concerned with the change of seasons? Are you looking for a product to support a healthy immune system? Then you must be looking for Oreganol P73, made by North American Herb & Spice, who are a leader in the manufacturing of natural dietary supplements. Oreganol P73 is not your normal oregano. No, Oreganol P73 is made from oregano that grows wild at 10,000 feet above sea level in the mountains of the Mediterranean. That's why it's such a powerful support for your immune system. Try Oreganol P73 today and discover what millions already know during this winter season. To learn more about Oreganol P73, visit your local health food store or our website, oreganol.com. That's oregano.l.com. Act now and feel better today with Oreganol P73.
This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition 2020. Thanks for tuning in today. Hope you're having a good day, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing, and whatever you may be doing to stay safe during this very perilous time. In that first hour, in that last block, I talked about two stories that were not intended to be salacious, because I was talking about sexual behavior and how it's implicated with this COVID-19 pandemic. The point here is that this pandemic, this coronavirus crisis, has infiltrated every aspect of human life and culture. And in Europe, of course, brothels are legal and it's a big business, and sex workers, it is a profession. And those women are at risk. So one of the biggest brothels in Germany, in Cologne, closed down because they weren't able to, it's a 10-story building. They have over 60, whatever it was, scores of people working in the building, 10 stories. And so what they're concerned about, government and the organizations that represent the sex workers, that is, all this is going to go underground. And it's going to put more people at risk, especially the women and their clients. Everybody's at risk. That puts everybody else at risk. Then here in Canada, our neighbor to the north, the doctor recommended that people wear a mask during intimacy. I mean, you see how this is, the ball of yarn just keeps unwinding and unwinding, and you just can't even grasp the extent to which this pandemic has changed human existence in every aspect. Now, I haven't heard much on the news about that. Of course, if we lived in Europe, we would hear more about it. So I reported on it. It was not intended to be salacious. It's intended to make a point. But, it is provocative. Here's how to connect to the show so you can talk to Charlotte Trass, our guest today.
You can give us a call at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. You can also message us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Just search Let's Talk Nutrition. We monitor those throughout the show, so we'll get back with you. And you can also listen and watch the show on any of those platforms as well.
If I was doing this show out of Europe, if I was living there, and you can bet that would be a big story there. And it is. The news there. It's a big deal. But you get my point. As I alluded to, Charlotte Trass is my guest. I care about people, and we should not judge people. It's better to understand than to judge. And those women are put at great risk. Truly are. Charlotte Trass is an educator for good company, great company. New chapter. Always a new chapter. With human beings, you can never. That book is continually, and that narrative is continually written. So, yeah, new chapter for sure. Charlotte, welcome back to Let's Talk.
Thanks so much. Great to be here again.
How are you?
Good, good. Just keeping up with the social distancing and, trying to, it's hard because I think we're so far into the pandemic now that I understand a lot of people want it to be over, but it's not. And so we just keep social distancing and making sure that we mask up when we leave the house and that we practice really good hygiene right now. And I think that that's really important.
Yeah. Have you spent a lot of time in Europe?
Yeah, I actually went to college in Europe. Yeah, yeah. I went to college in London, and I spent a lot of time in Europe after that.
And I tell people that the the industry of prostitution in Europe, I mean, that is very common. Uh, I'm not making that up, right?
No, I mean, I think, you know, even in the United States, it's probably more common than people realize. The way that it's accepted is different. Of course, the different legalizations are different, but I mean, there's a lot of things that are like that are frowned upon in different societies and are acceptable in others. So I think that you raise a great point. You're trying to protect people, and I think that's really noble.
Well, yeah, I worry about those women and I worry about the clients and then the spread of the virus. I mean, that talk about super spreading events. My goodness gracious. Um, yeah, that's good. You went to college. Which
Well,
college did you go to in Europe? Curious.
I went to a conservatory in London, and that was my first round of career. I will put it that way. When I wanted to do different things. I think one of the things that's interesting is that when you're 17 years old and told to choose a profession for the rest of your life, you choose what you love to do, and then you evolve. When you turn like 27 or 28, you're like, well, that's not exactly what I want to do. So
Wa-
I always say that herbalism and botanicals are my second career.
Was it a music conservatory, an art conservatory? What kind of conservatory?
It was a theater conservatory.
Ah, theater. Of course, why would I not guess that first? You look like I'm looking at an image of you right now. You look like an actress. You really do. Um,
Thank you. I
well,
appreciate that in the best sense of it.
oh no, I did 100%. Are you kidding me? Of course, Chadwick Boseman passed away over the weekend. You know that, right?
Horrific news. Absolutely horrific. Yeah. Terrible.
He was a remarkable young man. How old was he? 42, 43, somewhere in there. Uh, he
43. Yeah. Yeah. 43 is what I read.
he the movies that he was making, there were a couple of them. He was going through chemo and heavy cancer treatment. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. And making, as you well know, making movies, you're on a set 12, 14, 16, even up to 18 hours a day. And he did such wonderful character films. Frankie Robinson, famous, the famous Supreme Court judge. He did that one. It's such authenticity. He was a wonderful actor. Um, Again, some
I
might
read
say
a
this
quote
has
from
nothing to
him.
do with
Okay.
health, but it does have something to do with human beings.
Yeah. Yeah. I read a quote, and I'm not sure if he really said it. It's hard when you read things on the internet to know it's true or not. But I read a quote that he said that when he met God, he wanted, God to know that he hadn't wasted 1 ounce of talent. And I just was just blown away by that. I mean, what a remarkable life. What a remarkable person.
I look for those stories because they we can learn from others' success, from others' suffering as well. And I know what it's like to go through cancer treatment. And I came to work every day too. And I can tell you, arrived at that studio sometimes I don't even know how I got there. I don't know how he was able to do that. continue to act, go on camera, and nobody even knew. Man, got my respect. What did you want to talk about today?
Well, I thought, we could talk a little bit about, your overall health and how it's connected to your digestive system. I think that's an important topic and definitely one that people don't realize that, your whole body is connected to your digestion and what you're eating and your nutrition. And, nutrition questions are ones that I get the most of, because obviously we make really great fermented multivitamins.
All right, when we come back, and then I'll make an argument. I'll see how she reacts to it.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take Solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit takesolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
Did you get enough calcium today? 85% of women over the age of 20 and 50% of men over the age of 30 consume less than the recommended daily intake of calcium. One of the best ways to protect your bones and joints, Bone-Up provides Australian hydroxyapatite, the very same form of calcium found in the human body. However, strong bones and joints require more than calcium. Magnesium, zinc, manganese, copper, silicon, vitamin C, vitamin D3, vitamin K, and boron are all beneficial to optimum joint function. Bone-Up gives you all of these. Bone-Up is the most healthful nutritional regimen for bones and joints. Ask for Bone-Up at your local health food store. Or, for more information, go to www.jarrow.com for the best in calcium formulas.
This is Dr. Michael.
Dr. Michael Garka, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Strauss Herbs, everything our bodies need is provided by nature. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. One of my favorite guests is on the show today, Charlotte Trask. If we were up there in her neck of the woods, or if she lived here in Tampa, I would manage to drag her into the station somehow, often, even though she wouldn't be scheduled, just to get her on air. Yesterday, I was talking about how I'm going to make an argument here connected to Charlotte's proposition that your digestive health is critical here for a lot of different reasons. Yesterday, I keyed off of a project I've been working on for a while, and if I can finish this degree this term, I'll get back to finishing the book. The working title deals with the 7 deadly sins of aging. And I argued yesterday that stripped down processed food, surplus calories, surplus stress and excess, sleep deficiency, stimulants and depressants, sedentary lifestyle, social and spiritual inadequacy all undermine your health. Not only do they accelerate aging, but they undermine your health generally. I would contend further that one of the systems that takes a big hit from each and every one of those, either individually or in combination, is your digestive system. Now, I read that list pretty quickly, Charlotte, but I know you're very bright. What do you think about that argument?
I think you're 100% correct. I think that people often we do this thing where we want to separate out the systems of our body. We want to say, oh, okay, I have a headache, it's just in my head. But really, I mean, it could be the consequence of one of the foods that you're eating. It could be multiple things that are affecting different systems in the body. Stress, totally affected by your digestive system. You have something called the enteric nervous system. And that's basically what is referred to as your second brain, because it's a direct connection between your brain and your digestive system. So if you've ever gotten a nervous stomach or a stressy stomach, guess what? That's your body in action. And so I think you're absolutely on target there.
It's just amazing when all my years now training and experience, and you have maybe even more than I do, I don't know. I distilled it down to those 7 deadly diet and lifestyle related violations. I call them sins. That's my Catholic upbringing. But I also have the 7 virtues that go side by side, right? You got the sin, you got the virtue. I distilled it down to those 7. Those seem to capture the essence of what people do to undermine their health, or on the converse, when they practice the virtues, how it enhances their health. Those 7 seem to account for most of the variance of what happens to us with our health and wellness. And the digestive system, I mean, it is the system that connects us to the outside world, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the funny thing is that we don't talk enough about what we eat. We don't talk enough about nutrition. It's kind of like people all go, okay, apples are healthy, cheeseburgers are not healthy, right? And that's actually a falsehood, right? We have to quit, labeling foods as good foods and bad foods. Sure, there are empty calories. Sure, there are foods that, have trans fats that you definitely want to limit. But we also need to remember that what you eat has a huge impact in how you feel. And also, if you're not getting enough nutrition, or if you're not getting certain nutrients, that can really impact your overall health as well.
Mhm. Did you have something in mind about dietary supplementation and the digestive system, and how those might be connected here, and what New Chapter could offer to help with that? Is that what's on your mind, or did I misread that?
No, you're right on the money here. So as you normally are, you're so perceptive. So basically, what today I wanted to cover is a couple of supplements and a couple of things. First of all, I wanted to talk about just overall nutrition and how a multivitamin could help supplement your diet for areas that you may be lacking from your diet. Two is a great probiotic, giving a good foundation for your overall digestive health. And three, the magic that is the botanical ginger, because ginger is a phenomenal botanical, especially when you're talking about digestive health, but also when you're talking about multiple systems within the body.
877-897-8255 will put you in touch with Charlotte Trass from New Chapter. Okay, you selected a multiple vitamin mineral, and how does, with respect, I mean, people intuitively understand why that would be important. Could you specify in particular what it means to taking a multiple in your digestive tract, digestive system?
Sure. So I think that people sometimes don't feel the need for a multivitamin because they say that they're eating pretty healthy. But one thing that I like to remind people of is that our food is a lot less nutrient dense than it was in the 1970s. There was a study done between 1975 and 1999, and it showed that, food was losing some of its nutrition. Now, some of it may be from soil being overturned or the fact that we're growing for yield and not nutrition. But the truth is that it would take you a lot more apples today than the one that you had in the 1970s.
Not only apples, but tomatoes. Because the earth, there's a lot to this. Boy, that's a wonderful story. We could someday deal with that by itself. How the soil has become nutritionally, in its own way, nutritionally deficient with minerals.
Yeah, we actually partner with a institute called the Rodale Institute, and they are, really great at regenerative agriculture and organic farming to try and protect the soil. And New Chapter is really invested in that.
Oh, Rodeo Institute. RHODEO. Rodeo? I'll look it up. I didn't know. Okay, I'll check that out. All right. Trying to connect to our digestive tract. Important.
The latest trend to hit the store shelves has the whole country buzzing. Cannabidiol, or CBD, might just be the greatest discovery of our generation, and it comes from a plant that is not so new, agricultural hemp. Yes, after 70 years of prohibition and misunderstanding, hemp is back to help you stay healthy and balanced. Growing research is showing that we have a lot to learn from the remarkable hemp plant. Nutrient-rich products like Plus CBD Oil's Total Plant Complex concentrated products provide broad-spectrum nutrition, including fatty acids, plant sterols, cannabinoids, terpenes, and naturally occurring vitamin E. From seed to shelf, all Plus CBD Oil products provide the highest quality hemp-derived CBD products available and are offered in a variety of delivery systems and flavors to suit your needs. Ask your local independent health food store about Plus CBD Oil products by CV Sciences today and learn more about the CBD evolution at pluscbdoil.com. That's pluscbdoil.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Strauss Herbs, everything our bodies need is provided by nature. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Irwin Naturals, premium vitamins and supplements. 25 years of gold standard supplements. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back to LTN. Charlotte Trask, educator, premier educator for New Chapter, a premier supplement company. My mother often would say, you're often judged by the company you keep. And when we're heading out of that last block, Charlotte alluded to that New Chapter partners with Rodale, not Rodeo. Hard to hear, not in studio. Rodale. RODAL Institute. Wonderful website. Go to the rodaleinstitute.org. So good part. So see, good companies. Turns out that they are wonderful, organic, agriculturally minded organization, and they're celebrating September as Organic Pioneer Month. I'm at their website now. A beautiful youngster holding up a beet that looks the size of my God, look at that thing. Jeez, visit their website. Thanks for pointing that out. That's a nice That's a wonderful organization, and so New Chapter partners with them, huh?
That Rodale does, and we're making the move towards regenerative agriculture ourselves. We're very excited to keep this movement going and really champion this movement.
Generative agriculture. Okay. See, I I should be embarrassed to say that maybe I should have known who and what Rodale Institute was about. I can't know everything. That's why having guests on the show such as yourself, I always say I'm the first student in the first row in the class. So thanks for doing that. Appreciate it.
I feel the same way. I feel the same way. You know, your health is such a ginormous topic. I mean, it's huge, right? And so, you know, as much as we try to be experts on everything, there's always new information out there, and I get excited by it because it's what keeps me learning.
I would encourage the audience. You know, let me just be clear. New Chapter is a subsidiary of P&G. And everybody thought, oh, New they when they acquired New Chapter, that company is just going to go to hell in a handbasket. It's not, and everybody was upset. You know what? New Chapter is better than ever, and maybe than it ever was. The quality of the products have gone up, and now affiliated with that goes a long way with that. Knowing that they're with Rodale Institute and that organization, I just quickly vetted them. Uh, you are judged by the company you keep. So this is good stuff. We're all here to learn. All right. So we got what would be the multiples for people to consider from New Chapter?
Well, we make a lot of different fermented multivitamins that meet you at your age or life stage. So, you know, if you're a female over the age of 55, your nutritional needs are different than women who are 25. So I would say look for each of the multivitamins that coincide with your age and life stage or for your particular benefit. We make one called Perfect Energy, which is great for, you know, helping to support healthy energy levels. And of course, we have them for men as well, also within the age and life stages.
The generally speaking, a multiple generally would help all systems of the body, but that digestive tract, there are many vitamins and minerals and nutrients in your multiples that would directly help to keep the integrity of that system functioning, the mucosal lining and the microbiome, of course, would be with a probiotic, but to keep things, to keep that system intact. Yes, is that what you're suggesting?
Well, I think that, you know, when you're talking about, you know, your relationship between food and nutrition, people often think that the digestive tract just doesn't exist. Like, oh, when you take in an apple, you get all of the nutrition from that apple. That's not really the way that digestion works. The way that it works is that, you know, you're only actually going to get part of that nutrition. And that can be misleading for people. They think that they're getting all of it. And so that's why I think that looking at a great multivitamin is a great idea because even if you think you're eating really, really well, with that added nutrient loss from our soil and the fact that you're losing part of the nutrients through digestion, you know, we could all use a boost in helping to support our bodies with good nutrition.
I see what you're getting at. I get it. Okay. So the multiple would help make up for uh, the deficiency in the soil, the mineral deficiency, which ends up being deficient food. And, at the end of the day, we want to be digesting and then absorbing uh, the nutrient rich foods and whatnot. And we may have to fill in the holes and the gaps with a good multiple. And by the way, there are vitamins that directly and minerals that directly bear upon and have an impact on digestive integrity. Vitamin A, all of them. B, vitamin A, I can make an argument as to how they can do that, but we'll do that on another day. You alluded to probiotics. Clearly, that would be one directly for the digestive tract. Make the case.
Yeah, you know, your microbiome is made up of, you know, all sorts of things from bacteria to yeast, to viruses, all kinds of things that live within you all the time. what we're really trying to reach is what we call microbiome balance, and that's because some of the things that you eat, processed foods, or even sometimes the water that you drink can actually affect your microbiome. So we're always looking for ways to add beneficial bacteria back in, and sometimes even beneficial yeast. And I know people often think of yeast as a negative thing, but that's more like candida, and I'm talking more Saccharomyces boulardii, which is a beneficial yeast.
Uh, when a person goes into the store, a health store somewhere or online, um, to get your new chapter probiotics, what, what's on the label? How are they designated? What would be some examples?
Sure. So we make multiple probiotics at New Chapter. We have probiotic mood, which is great for supporting your overall mood and emotional state. Fantastic. The probiotics can do that again. Remember the enteric nervous system connection there. We have probiotic
Yeah.
flora, which is our great one for digestive health, and that includes clinically studied strains and a clinically studied dosage. And it includes that Saccharomyces boulardii, that beneficial yeast, which means that it kicks Candida's butt, which is great. And then we also have the women's probiotic, which is great for helping to colonize in the vagina where women need it.
Let's go to Tampa, Florida. Dell, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good, good. I got a question. Might take a little more time than we have today, but I'm wondering, formulating these supplements and such as that. Some of them say empty stomach. Some say with food. How do you determine which? How do you make those formulations? What constitutes empty stomach?
Okay. Good question. We'll address that. Charlotte can answer that for sure. LTN Health question coming up.
Wayne Elliott here to tell you about my experience with Strauss Heart Drops over the past 20 years. The Strauss Heart Drops saved me back then and changed my life forever. It's hard to describe how invigorating it is when you increase your blood flow everywhere. The Heart Drops have proven to dissolve plaque from arteries, veins, and vessels caused from cholesterol that can restrict or block our blood flow, our body's most important function. I was able to avoid open heart surgery, as was my father, and instead cleared our arteries painlessly and without chemical drugs, which, by the way, do not claim to remove any plaque or increase blood flow otherwise. Strauss Heart Drops work, I can assure you. No contraindications with pharma drugs. Strauss Heart Drops are safe, and Strauss guarantees your satisfaction with a money-back guarantee. So you can't go wrong and certainly have nothing to lose. If you've had open heart surgery, angina, diabetes, low energy, cold hands and feet, or grayish-blue skin or lips, Strauss Heart Drops are for you. Available online at powermall.com and straussnatural.com. I promise you won't be sorry.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
Did you get enough calcium today? 85% of women over the age of 20 and 50% of men over the age of 30 consume less than the recommended daily intake of calcium. One of the best ways to protect your bones and joints, Bone-Up provides Australian hydroxyapatite, the very same form of calcium found in the human body. However, strong bones and joints require more than calcium. Magnesium, zinc, manganese, copper, silicon, vitamin C, vitamin D3, vitamin K, and boron are all beneficial to optimum joint function. Bone-Up gives you all of these. Bone-Up is the most healthful nutritional regimen for bones and joints. Ask for Bone-Up at your local health food store Or for more information, go to www.jarrow.com for the best in calcium formulas.
What is inflammation?
LetsTalkNutrition.com. That's LetsTalkNutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Celsius, live fit. CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, talking with Charlotte Trask today about the digestive system and dietary supplements directly or indirectly connected to, we can't talk about all of them, but how they support your digestive system in different ways. Here's the question, very simple. Do you think that ginger, which is a rhizome, by the way, plays a role, an important role in gastrointestinal disorders? You know, things like dyspepsia, for example, nausea and vomiting. I could list several others, but you get the point. You think ginger can play a role in helping with digestive disorders of one sort or another? True or false? That's very simple. You should get this. Here's the number to call. 877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK. All right, we'll take that call. Dell, I don't know if he's still there or not. Are you still there, Dell?
He is.
Okay, good. Thank you. So you heard the question, Charlotte. What would be your response?
Yeah, I'd say every supplement is different. And the reason for that is how the supplement is going to interact with your stomach acid. So it's really important to understand like the pH level of your stomach acid. So what happens is that sometimes your stomach acid is very acidic, and after a meal, it can get down to a level before moving up to a 3 or a 4. So it's on a scale, basically, a pH scale of acidic to base, right? So after digestion, the pH will typically go back up to like a 4 or 5. So taking certain supplements with when you have low stomach acid or high stomach acid can actually make a difference in its efficacy. One of the reasons that people really like to take a multivitamin, with food is because, it actually may be able to increase your body's ability to absorb that with food. Great part about New Chapter's fermented multivitamins is that our multivitamins are fermented, which means that they're incorporated into a brewer's yeast cell structure, which your body looks at and goes, oh, it's just like eating brewer's yeast, right? And so it works differently in the body. But a lot of people like to take their multivitamins with food for that extra absorption. And also sometimes people can experience that vitamin stomach if they don't. The cool part is because ours are fermented, you can take ours on an empty stomach. But a lot of them you can't, like zinc. Zinc can be really upsetting to the stomach. Even though zinc is supposed to be more efficacious on an empty stomach, it can often cause stomach upset, and therefore, a lot of people choose to take it with food. So again, it's different for each supplement. Calcium and D3, often recommended to take those on an empty stomach, preferably around bedtime. But again, everybody's body is different. So I hope that helps a little bit.
Yeah, that's a lot to digest there, no pun intended. However, I'm wondering, does a protein powder with the superfoods, 10 ounces of water, that constitute, consists of food that would be considered a breakfast? So then you would take supplements that say with food. Would that be enough?
Yeah, I don't know which protein you're referring to, which makes it a little harder because, the difference between a protein shake and a meal replacement is the amount of caloric requirements that it has. So I would say you could definitely do that. Yeah. And you could definitely take a look at that and see how you feel taking it with that. Really, what you want to do is start that digestive process. But remember that digesting liquids is a little bit different than digesting solids. And your body tends to digest those a little bit faster. So again, I think a protein shake is usually a great way to start the day. I'm a big fan of it. So you can definitely give that a try.
Good question.
That's very helpful. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Question: true or false? Ginger would be something to consider for better digestive health. I'll give you a hint: IBS, dyspepsia, nausea and vomiting, gastroenteritis, dysphagia, gastrointestinal malignancies. That's a long list. You think ginger is implicated in any of that? Ginger has been around a long time, and that true or false? You know what the answer is. You have a product at New Chapter. Is it called Ginger Force or something like that?
Yeah, we make Ginger Force. It's a great product. It uses a full spectrum ginger, both supercritically extracted, which uses clean CO2, and also a water soluble extract as well.
Ginger has what they call carminative effect. It decreases pressure on the lower esophageal sphincter. It reduces intestinal cramping. It prevents dyspepsia, flatulence, bloating. People always ask, I have gas, bloating. I say, try some ginger. Of course, you and I have a common friend and colleague. He walks around with a piece of ginger in his pocket, right?
Oh, yes, he does.
Wait, really? He does?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know if you guys were being
what?
exaggerative or for real. That's funny.
He walks around with it in his
when I
pocket
first
because
met
once in a
him-
while he'll pull it out and take a bite of it, right?
What'd you say, Charlotte, when you first met him? What?
When I first met him, he encouraged me to sleep with ginger under my pillow.
Oh, wow.
And to see how my body would subconsciously react to it.
Did you do it?
Yes.
Oh, good for you.
And when I woke up in the morning, I was clutching it in my hand over my heart. If you can believe it.
Oh,
Really precious.
yeah. I would like to wake up with somebody clutching me close to their heart. That would be great.
Way to make the turn, Doc.
Oh my goodness. I don't believe I said that. That was an authentic response. Oh, it's fun to do a show with you, Charlotte. You bring out the best in me, I guess. Or the worst. I don't
Likewise.
know. Oh my goodness. I silenced you, did I? Oh my goodness. Ginger Force, of course, it's good for your digestive system. The multiple vitamin and mineral and the new chapter probiotics. They're wonderful. So are you, Charlotte. Newchapter.com. Can't go wrong. They're the best. Your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you.